Hey guys, what's up? This is you and welcome to another episode of Random Review Squad. Today I got something really cool with me here. As you all know, I like some interesting or basically new types of tech, or tech that's basically pushing the boundaries or changing the way we use things. For example, the cheer pod or the one good card. All these are like so-called revolutionary tech, right? Like, because they change the way you use things. And this is also something like that. This is the Poly P21. It's got everything: a camera, speaker, it's got lights, it's got a touch screen, and best of all, it's got a beautiful screen. So let's get to it. Also, if you guys think this video is interesting, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It's very easy to do that. I know only a few of you guys who watch the video subscribe, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. So for those of you who don't know what the Poly P21 is, it's basically like an all-in-one computer just without the computer. It's just a monitor. It's got a camera inbuilt with a privacy filter. It's got a speaker, beautiful side speakers or stereo speakers. It's got a mic, a really good mic. It's got really good display, high quality 1080p display. It connects by USB-C, normal USB-A, and you don't really need HDMI and all that. It connects by USB. And of course, this one will blow your mind. It's got a phone charger, a wireless charger inbuilt to the base of the monitor stand. This is basically a brand that does B2B solutions, and this monitor, I don't think you'll ever see it out there being sold to the consumer. I'm not sure if they have plans to, but I thought this would be a really interesting video, so I said, why not I take a look at the Poly P21. Now, as you all know, it's become really a different situation for every workplace right now. Everyone's working from home, everyone needs a webcam, everyone needs a monitor, everyone needs a mic, good speakers. This has all of it. Basically, it is your one-stop solution for video conferencing. Alright? Now, I'll get into the details about each of the components later on, but generally, this monitor is meant to help you dive straight into your video conferencing. You don't need to buy a separate camera, a separate speaker, a separate mic. If you're going to use this as your main display, you can as well. It's really good. It's a 1080p display. Of course, if you're a gamer and whatnot, I would suggest do not get this monitor. It's more for a business or professional side of things. Now, let's start off with the camera. The camera is really decent. You can actually have pretty good quality video if you have nice lighting. It's a 1080p resolution camera. It's got an 80-degree field of view. It's got up to 4 times of electronic zoom, and it's got low light quality and true color images. I'm not really sure what it means, but I think it just means you have good or decent low light quality images, and you have close to real life colors from the camera. And of course, really good thing is you can actually go into the app, like, I think some of y'all have the Logitech cameras and all that. There is an app basically for the entire desktop, and you can go into the app and you can pan, tilt, or zoom the camera. So it's got all those functions as well inbuilt into the camera. And best of all, the one that I like most is the privacy filter. So immediately, if you need privacy from anything, you feel like, I don't know, the FBI is watching you, then you can go ahead, just hit the privacy filter and you are safe. Now, the Poly P21 also has detection of whether the camera is off or on using the privacy filter. When that happens, it turns off the inbuilt lights. Yes, there are inbuilt ambient lights to light up your face when you're on a Zoom conference or call. Now, I personally had a video conference call with my girlfriend, and just wanted to check the quality of the camera. The camera is really clear, but the ambient lighting just doesn't light up your face enough. Now, my computers are facing, or facing away from the wall, so I will be facing the walls, and there's no real window lighting that's hitting on my face. So if you're one of those stuck in that situation, you're gonna have to find some other way to light up your face, because the ambient lighting actually isn't enough. Speaking of the ambient lighting, it's 3000 Kelvin, so it's like a slightly orangey, yellowy, like in the background. And it's basically an ambient light sensor, so depending on the surroundings, your light will be of a different brightness, and you can adjust the brightness of the lights as well. Of course, it's all done by touch control, or you can go into the Polylens app and change. So the microphone is basically a single directional MEMS microphone, and while I was trying to use it with my conversation with my girlfriend, it was actually really good. To be honest, if you're working in productive environment, or your work just needs you to have the minimal quality of a microphone where you are audible, then this of course meets that requirement. You don't really have to buy a separate microphone. Of course, you can also hit the mute button directly from the screen itself, and that mutes the microphones. And the best part of that is, to show that you are actually muted, the bottom row LEDs actually turn into a red color. I'm sure a lot of us oftentimes find ourselves just talking to the speaker or the microphone and realizing that we are muted, and kind of waste time. All that stuff kind of happening, especially in an important meeting that's really awkward. Now let's move on to another audio related thing. This is about the dual stereo speakers on the sides. Actually not on the sides, on the bottom of the screen. These speakers are actually insane. They are better than most $15 to $20 speakers. You don't really need to buy a separate speaker for your desktop or whatever setup that you have. Now, let's talk about the most important aspect of this monitor, and any monitor in fact, the screen. It is a 21.5 inch screen. A shame it would look really good at 24 inches, but I think they went for 21.5 so they can fit in all that extra lighting and speakers that they have to the side. But 21.5 most of the time is definitely bigger than a laptop screen and good enough for most video conferences. It's a 1080p FHD resolution display. It's got a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is pretty standard. All monitors have that, or most monitors have that. It's got a color depth of 16.7 million colors, and it's halogen free. It's not like one of those older monitors. And it shows, all these specs really show the crisp, the colorful display. It's really different from whatever it's already out there from the matte display, because I have 3 matte displays. This one is basically glass. It's clear, and I've seen the difference when I switched screen protectors from the Paperlight screen protector to a Spigen clear screen protector on my iPad, of how much color you're actually losing when you have a matte screen. But as all glossy monitors, or basically glass screen monitors, there is definitely glare. So if you have lights behind it, meaning behind you facing the screen, you're definitely going to see it on the screen. If there's other lights around, or you have windows that are open, you're definitely going to see the lights on your screen, and that can cause a lot of distraction, or you just don't have clear video, especially when you're watching a movie or some video or doing a conference. Now let me talk about the interfacing on this Poly P21. It's got one USB Type-C port and 2 USB 2.0 ports. It's got one power connector port. Basically, it's the round jack, right? And it's got a Kensington security lock, and it's got in North American AHJ-CT. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, some North American port or whatever. Yeah, but mainly what you want to look at is the USB-C and the USB 3.0 Type-A ports. You can use those ports to transfer image data from your computer to the monitor, really high speed, but of course you got to make sure your laptop supports that as well. Either USB-C or USB 3.0 for the maximum rate of data transfer. Now let's also quickly talk about the touch panels below. You can actually mute straight from the touch panel. You've also got an indicator for what the Rocket app is. You've got volume and the brightness as a touch-based option. Now, I do want to say that this one is a little different. You have to download the Poly software and you have to, you know, configure it through the Poly software. If not, it will not detect the monitor at all. It's not just like a normal display where you can just switch up. The Poly software is there to give additional security and additional control over the monitor. I'm not a big fan of going to download that app because it took a while. You had to go through a few steps, but after you do that, you have a lot more options on how you can control or customize this monitor itself. Of course, also the other issue that I had was because of the glossy screen, it's a fingerprint magnet. So basically your screen will just become dirty very quickly if you continuously use the touch screen or touch panel below. And if you touch your monitor to clean it off, it's definitely going to smudge. It's definitely going to attract fingerprints. So be careful of that. If you're getting one, have a cleaning cloth at home. Okay, so this is the final thing that I want to say about the Poly P21. The last feature, and the feature that I never thought I'd see on a monitor, is the wireless charging. Now, the base plate is rather big design-wise. Basically, at the base of the monitor itself is basically a circular patch where you can place your phone and you can charge it wirelessly. Just in case, you know, during work you want to charge your phone, you are not in reach of a charger, this can help. But of course, it's not like it's fast charging or super charging basically. It's just normal wireless charging. Yeah, so that's it for the Poly P21. I think this is a really interesting product that I got sent. I'm happy that Poly sent me this. Thank you guys, shout out to them. Just, you know, game changers out there for people to use, and, you know, making people's lives easier basically. And this definitely makes it easier for someone who's working in a Zoom or, you know, Microsoft Teams heavy environment. Maybe some students perhaps. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. It would be amazing if you guys do that. And of course, also make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when I post this. Until next time, I'm your host Kiru, and this is Random Reviews.